Most producers don't run out of ideas, they run out of time trying to turn a nice chord progression into MIDI patterns that don't sound robotic, out of key, or just plain boring. And after years of producing and helping beginners and intermediates actually finish tracks in Logic, I've tried every workflow hack you can imagine, but none of that comes close to the almost hidden setting in Logic Pro 12 that lets your step sequencer literally follow your chords and key, so even a throwaway rhythm suddenly locks perfectly to your harmony. In this video, I'll show you exactly where that setting lives, how to set up a chord-aware step sequencer from scratch, and how to use it to get evolving in key patterns without touching music theory. Let's start with what this new step sequencer update actually does in Logic Pro 12. Instead of locking your patterns to fixed MIDI notes, the step sequencer can now follow your project's harmonic context, your key signature, your chord track, organ even region chords. Once you turn this on, your note lanes change from note names like C3 or D3 to chord degrees like root, third, fifth, seventh. So instead of thinking C3, D3, E3, you're thinking root, third, fifth of whatever chord is playing right now. When you edit your chord progression later, your step sequencer patterns stay musical while your harmony changes underneath. Let's build this from a blank project so you can see every step. Quick clarification before we dive in, I'm not the real person, I'm the digital avatar of DJ Legion. While DJ Legion is working on music, courses, and new videos, I'm here voicing his content, written, reviewed, and approved by him personally. This progression is our harmonic foundation. So let me show you what following chords actually looks like. Over F major, these three rows give us F, A, C over A minor, that turn into A, C, E. Same pattern, different triads. So every time your song hits a new chord, your pattern gets a new melody for free without you drawing a single note by hand. This is why it's so powerful for iterative songwriting. You can keep tweaking chords and the sequencer just keeps up. But you're not stuck with just a chord track. You can choose how tightly the pattern follows your harmony. Key signature keeps everything in scale but doesn't care about specific chords. And chord track is where everything in your project can sync harmonically. This lets you decide when a pattern should be glued to the chords and when it should float around and add tension and color. If you're not deep into music theory, this feature is basically a safety net. You can focus purely on rhythm, density, and sound design, while Logic takes care of keeping your notes inside the right harmony. This is perfect for genres with evolving chord progressions and repetitive motifs, where one pattern has to work over multiple chords. One 8-step pattern can give you a different melodic line on every chord change, without you redrawing anything. Another thing I love about this is the visual feedback. When step sequencer is following chords, the note rows show chord degrees, so it's much easier to see what each lane does musically. And because this is built into Logic's existing chord tools, you don't need any extra plugins or scripting, it's just part of the normal Logic Pro 12 workflow. Now let's take this from cool to actually useful in a track. I'll hit P to open Smart Controls on this step sequencer track so we can tweak filters, envelopes and effects without diving into the plugins full interface. This is where the combination of harmonic following patterns, automation and sound design gives you evolving sequences that stay tonally correct the entire time. So you're not just locked into a static 8-step loop, you're building a sequence that grows with your chord progression. To recap the workflow, set your key, build a simple chord progression, add a step sequencer pattern, and set the pitch source to follow chords. Then focus on rhythm first, let Logic handle the notes, and only after that start tweaking sound design and automation. Once you get used to this, it's very hard to go back to drawing every single note by hand for every single chord change. So today you saw how Logic Pro 12 S-Step sequencer can follow your chords instead of fixed MIDI notes, how switching the pitch source to key, region chords, or chord track keeps your patterns in key even when you change the progression, and how you can focus on rhythm, sound design, and smart controls while Logic handles the harmony for you. I hope you liked today's video. Don't forget to subscribe for more. See you on the next one.